There we go. Recording is on. Hello everyone. This is our first session of our Blue Jeans exercise class. This is the first time I've ever recorded a class, so bear with me. I'm going to try my best. Today we're doing some exercises and stretches that are going to help with lower back. It's not just for lower back though, it's also for strengthening up through our glutes and our core. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to start on the floor, so hopefully you've got a yoga mat nearby. I might need to just move my camera down so you can see me. There we go. Have your water bottles nearby. Your water bottles are going to be your best friend while you're doing exercise, as we all know. We're just going to start on our backs. And I just want you to squeeze your knees into your chest. And we're just going to rock side to side. So just rocking side to side, giving your lower back a bit of a massage. If you've just joined us, welcome. This is a new type of class we're doing. We're recording it, so if you are joining, just keep your microphone muted, and if your camera's on, make sure you turn it off. Otherwise, you'll be in the recording. And if you do have a question, I will be finishing the recording at 4:30 or whatever time. Until then, please. Okay, so if we go to our little sheet, our first exercise is what I like to call hip thrusters. So we're going to plant our feet on the floor, putting our heels on the mat. We want to bring our feet close to our bottoms, not too far away. And what I want you to do is just kind of tilt your pelvis up and down. Just tilting, find that lower back on the floor, tilt it up so you've got a gap, push it back in, and that's our starting movement. And what we're going to do is we're going to push and peel our hips up towards the ceiling. While you're up there, squeeze your glutes and then slowly roll back down through each part of your spine. Tilt again, and up we go again. So this is our first exercise. This one is a really good one to strengthen through your glutes. It helps with lower back pain because sometimes lower back pain can be associated with weak or really tight glutes. So getting them working, getting the blood flow and then stretching them is really good. So really slowly. If you feel like you're doing all right, you can go a bit faster if you want. But I really want you to focus on pushing your heels into the ground and making sure that you're not going on your toes and really squeezing at the top as well. So what I like to do with my classes is mix the exercises up. So I won't always just do one exercise for this amount of time, for this many sets. I'll be doing different ones to keep it interesting. We'll work different muscle groups to make sure we get the most out of our 30 minutes. So our second exercise, we're going to just hold our bridge at the top. So I can't see anyone, but I'm hoping that you're following along. I just want you holding that bridge, really squeezing. Try not to have your shoulders too close to your ears and try not to be jelly through your belly. Hold your belly tight. Keep locked on. Push through your heels. If it helps, you can pick up your toes off the ground a little bit just to reinforce that heel movement. We're going to hold it for another couple of seconds. Make sure you're breathing really deeply through your sides. And lower back down and just give your knees a squeeze. So that's one set, what we like to call one set. We're going to do another 2 of those. So, planting your feet back down. Make sure your feet are close to your bottom. Hope you're going okay over there. And we're going to peel our hips up again. We're going to do some more hip thrusters. Remember, trying to roll through your spine while you do this gives good length to it. A good way to incorporate your breathing with the exercise could be to breathe out as you push up and in as you go down. Because the breathing out is when you're doing the hard part of the exercise, or the dean part. Hope you can all hear me okay. I'll know after I finish this recording what I need to change. Keep breathing and ready, holding at the top now, holding that bridge, end of the second set. So this one here, we're really focusing on squeezing through our glutes, holding our bellies tight, not wanting to die though, don't hold them too tight, but just enough so that you're not flopping all around. And you really want to try and hold it firm and try and have your hips and your legs all parallel. If you're lagging a bit or sagging and your hips are coming down, you might just need to take a break. One thing I always say to everyone in my class is I'd rather you do less than hurt yourself. So if you're in any pain or you're feeling a bit exhausted or like something bad could happen if you continue, please stop. It's not going to matter. As long as you're doing something, I'm happy. And relax. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little cuddle, maybe rock around a little bit. Maybe just move your legs side to side just to loosen up through your back. And we're going to put our feet down for our third and final set. So feet right on the floor, bring them as close as you can get to your bottom. You want about a couple fingers distance between your bottom and your heels. And we're going to push up. Go through our hip thrusters again. So if you're hanging in there with me, you might be feeling a bit of a burn through your glutes. How are you going over there? Burning? Yep. Good. And take it slow if you want. If you can only do, say, a couple of these and then have a rest, that's perfectly fine. Make sure you're within your limits. Also, if you have any injuries, obviously I can't see you, I don't know who's doing what or what injuries could be occurring. Please see your GP if you need to. I would hate to hurt anyone. And last one, holding our hips up, breathing in deeply. Maybe close your eyes for this one. And just really focus on the exercise, trying to hold everything tight. Take a few deep breaths. Blood's pumping. Remember not to hold your breath. Push through those heels. And you can rest there. Just give your legs a squeeze. Okay. We're going to sit up now. And we're going to move on to our next exercise. So if you want, in the breaks, you can grab a drink. Otherwise, if you're following with me, we're going to start on another glute exercise. So I've got my drink bottle handy. Make sure everyone can see me on the screen. This one is called a kickback. So we're going to be working through our glutes again. So what I want you to start off with is arms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, hip distance apart. We're going to curl up our toes. What we're going to do is we're going to choose which leg we want to start with, and we're going to hold it and kick back. Now notice that my knee is at 90 degrees the whole time. I don't want you straightening your legs, that's coming next. So I want you really focus on pushing up, almost trying to touch your heel to the ceiling. So this is a full kick back. We're going to keep our foot flexed the whole time, so the opposite of pointing our toes. And I want you to try and keep your neck looking this straight. So if you have your screen off to the side, try not to watch me now that you know what we're doing. Otherwise you'll be bent the whole session. So this is our first exercise. And I'm going to be tricky here. I'm going to go straight into holding it at the top and doing a few little pulses. So by holding it at the top, we're fatiguing the muscle. We're not going to do this one for very long. Keep pulsing and have a rest. Moving over to the other leg. So keeping our legs 90 degrees, curled under toes, keeping our foot flexed, kicking up. Going back and forth. Remember to breathe through this exercise. Keep your foot flexed. Really squeeze your glute at the top. And get your knee as high as you can go. So if you can get it in line with your spine, then that's great. If you're only getting about halfway, it just means that we need to work on your glute strength a bit more. So it's just a bit of weakness. You might find that you get that burning feeling a bit sooner than others. And getting ready, we're going to do some little pulses now. So get to the top of your range and pulse it up and down. I just realised you can't see me at all, can you, Suzanne?
That's all right. I'm looking underneath.
Oh, awesome. Maybe we'll separate the table a bit after this next one. And rest. That's one set. We're going back to the other leg. Just 2 sets for this one because we'll do some others straight after. Bending our knee, keeping it bent, full kickbacks. We're doing about 20 seconds for the full kickbacks and 10 seconds of pulses, just for the 2 sets. I love these classes because they make me get sweaty and gives me a workout for the week, so thanks guys. And we're going to pulse, so find the top of your range and just little pulses. If your wrists are starting to give you a bit of pain, you can drop down to your elbows, that's fine. And resting, other leg, last little bit. Ready, let's go. Full kickbacks. If you're down on your elbows though, you won't be parallel, it'll be like a slope, which is fine. Keep that foot flexed, don't point your toe, keep your knee bent. Keep breathing. And little pulses, last pulses now. Keep breathing. And rest. And we're just going to do a little stretch. Reaching forward in child's pose. Maybe rest your head on the mat. Glutes are hard work, I know. Okay, coming back up. Remember, you can always have a drink if you need. We're going to go back to all fours, so placing your hands, or if you're on your elbows, that's also fine. Hands and knees under your elbows and hips. And this time we're going to do straight legs. So we're going to bring one leg out straight and all the way back in. And see how I'm keeping my feet flexed and not pointing my toes. You want to pretend like there's something behind you and you're kicking it away with your heel. Keep breathing. Same again for this one, we've got 2 sets. Remember, if your wrists are hurting, you can go down to your elbows. Hold your tummy tight as well. Another important fact which I should have mentioned. By holding your tummy tight, you're helping yourself with the exercise and you're putting less strain on your back. And get ready. Second part of the exercise, we're going to hold our leg out straight and we're going to find that spot where we're parallel with our body or on a slope and we're going to pulse. Again, flexing through the toes, not pointing. Keep breathing. And rest. Over to the other leg. Let's go, straight legs. Remember, we're heeling, pushing that table behind me away. Make sure you're not kicking anyone if you're around someone, or if you've got things around you, make sure you've got a nice, good space to do it. And get ready, straight leg out, find that range and pulse. So this one, holding your tummy tight is very important because we're putting a lot of strain on that back. We're actually working the hamstrings with this exercise. And rest. One more on each leg and then we'll go on our backs and do some ab stuff. All right, let's go. Straight legs. Remember, breathing out as we push out, breathing in as we go in. Hope everyone's excited and motivated if you're in the challenge. It's just started this week, there's lots of people in it. And straight leg out, doing those little pulses. We have 180 people in the challenge so far, which there's still a few more coming in every day. So it's a good turnout. And rest. Other leg, I'm going to drop down to my elbows. Let's go straight legged out. Keep that foot flexed. Keep breathing. This is our last lower body exercise, and we can just work on some other muscles that don't hurt as much right now. And holding that leg out straight and pulsing. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears as well. You're not hunching up. You're keeping your neck long. And rest. Great work. Give yourself a bit of a stretch. Rock your arms side to side. Open up through your chest. Maybe roll your shoulders. How many people have we got in the meeting? Ooh, 17. Welcome, everyone. We're going to have ab portion of our class now. I'm just going to take a quick drink. So, onto our backs. Some ab exercises. We're about halfway through. So, laying on our backs, our first exercise is called a windshield wiper. So, we're going to start with our feet on the ground, knees slightly bent. We're going to have our arms out, and we're just going to move our knees side, side. This is actually a pretty good stretch, but we're going to turn it into a hard exercise in a sec. So the progression here, if you're comfortable just doing this, then stay doing this, but otherwise, if you're feeling up to it, we can start to pick our feet up off the ground and go side to side. So with this one, only go as low as you feel comfortable, because I want you to try and pull your legs back up with your abs, trying not to push off your arms. Your arms are just there for small amounts of support. If you're feeling good with this, you can start to bring your legs up a bit. Remembering to breathe, especially with ab exercises. If we hold our breath, not good. Try and focus on squeezing through your abs as you pull your legs back, so you really feel it through the sides of your abs. And then when you're feeling ultra confident, you can bring your arms off from the sides and just away from your body, so you can't use them to push. And this is the hardest version. And have a short rest. Give your legs a cuddle. First exercise done. We're going to do 3 exercises in concession. Our next one, we're going to have our feet up in the air, arms just by your side. Remember, with this exercise, I really want you to focus on pushing your lower back to the ground. So if you can fit your hand underneath your lower back, then you need to focus on trying to bring your legs up a bit higher and push your belly down. So with this one, it's just called heel taps. You can place your hands underneath your bottom if you want, just to help out with the lower back. And we're just going to lower one heel at a time. So just on the heels. Now this is the first step. I've got a few progressions for you. We'll do a couple of seconds on this one. If this is a bit easy and the bent legs you feel like you can make a bit harder, you can go down with a straight leg and touch the heel to the floor with a straight leg. Ten more seconds on this one. Remembering that lower back needs to stay right flat on the floor. If your back is starting to hurt a bit, remember you can have a break, but just remember, if it is hurting, it just means that we need to strengthen through your abs a bit more. It's usually core weakness, means your lower back is taking all the pressure and all the load. And last variation, if you're up for it, if you're happy here, you can stay here. We're going to bring our arms up, and as we lower one leg, we're going to lower the opposite arm. So this one is called a dead bug. I don't know why, so don't quote me. So one arm down at a time. Oh, I just got it. Your arms and legs up in the air look like a dead cockroach. Make sure you get the right arm. Keep breathing. We're almost there. If you want, you can bring in a water bottle into it and use weight as well. But we'll stick to the easy way this class. And have a rest. Give your knees a cuddle, rocking side to side. Good work, guys. Not that I can see you, but I can see over there my lovely participant is working hard. Okay, that is one set. How much time do we have? We're going to do 2 sets of each of the exercises. So another one of each of the ones we just did. So feet on the floor to start off with, rocking our knees side to side. If that feels good, you can start to pick up your legs. So picking them up for the windshield wipers. If you feel even better, you can bring your arms off from the sides, making sure you're not trying to push off your arms. You're using your abs to do all the dirty work. All the hard work is on these little babies. Keep breathing, guys. We're almost there. It's a pretty tough half an hour, by the way, if you're wondering. So I put as much as I can in, but you don't have to do it all if you're struggling. It's voluntary, and you only have to do as much as you want. And have a rest. Just a short rest. Give your knees a cuddle. Going to put our legs up, and we're just going to touch down one heel at a time for our heel taps. We're going to move up. If the bent legs are a bit easy, you can straighten them out. If the lower back's hurting a bit, don't go as low. Just lower where you feel comfortable. It might not be all the way to the ground. As long as you're doing something, if you can. Keep breathing, guys. We're doing great. Oops, sorry. Hey, Kalish, I've got a class. Can you wait outside? Sorry. Almost done. And last progression, arms up in the air. We're just going to go opposite arm with leg. If you can, go to this progression. Otherwise, one leg down at a time. Last little bit for this set. Keep breathing. And have a rest there. Just rocking side to side. Good job, guys. Sorry about that before. That's the next lady coming in to do the yoga class, so probably should have given her a fair warning. On to our last few exercises, guys. We have 2 exercises left, 2 sets of each. We're so close to finishing, so hang in there. So this one's called cycling. And now a common thing which I find with my pictures is that I can't find something that correctly displays the exercise. So this one, you have a few options. So again, placing your hands underneath your bottom, picking up your legs, get them at 90, find that lower back on the ground, and then we're just going to cycle. Now obviously the easier way is by keeping your legs higher, but if you want to make it a bit harder on your abs, you can bring your legs lower. Now this is one part of the exercise. As you can see in the photo, the person's got their elbows up. So, option, if you would like to, you can pick up your elbows and do cycling with elbows to knees. Now obviously this is a bit hard and it's an option for yourself. I want you to try not to be pulling your neck while you do this one. If you're just back here, cycling along with your head on the nice floor, relaxing, that's fine. It's a lot easier. And relax. Give your knees a cuddle. And our last exercise is sticking our feet up in the air, finding that lower back on the floor again. It might help to put your hands underneath your bottom again. And we're just going to push our toes and our feet up to the ceiling. So I don't want you bringing your feet too close to your face. I want you trying to push your hips up at 90 degrees. So if you're coming right up here, that's not what I want. So keep your hips as 90 degree as possible. With this one, we're really focusing on those lower abs. So we're trying to strengthen up through our lower abs, which will help with our everything in our day. I try and work a few different parts of the abdominals, so each ab exercise will always be different. Keep breathing. If you can only get your bottom just a slight bit off the ground, if it's just like a little pulse, that's fine. It's just the movement of the exercise. And have a rest there. Good stuff. Last set to go, everyone, on our last few minutes of the class. All right, so feet up and we're cycling. We're obviously at the end of our class, so if you just want to cycle with your head on the floor, that's fine. I think I'm going to do that. Remember, the lower you go, the harder it is. The more you extend your legs, the harder. If it's just up here, that's fine. If you need to have a break, remember you can take it. Remember to breathe and not hold your breath. And rest. Last little bit for today, and then we'll stretch. We're going to stick our feet up in the air, and we're just pulsing our feet towards the ceiling. Last 20 seconds. Just keep breathing. It's been a good start to the challenge. Plus, I hope everyone enjoys it. If you guys do have any suggestions for me or exercises you like doing, I'm more than happy to throw them in. Because I just put in what I think is good, and I can always have a look at others and incorporate them. And resting. Oh, great work. Give your knees a cuddle. A few stretches to end off our session. I'll let you know when I stop recording so that you guys can ask me questions, but for now, bear with me. So our first stretch is we're just going to hold our knees and just let everything relax. So while you do this, try and breathe in deeply and try and focus that breath to go to your lower back. And try and target areas where it might be a bit tight and just try and relax those areas. Form a meditation to just pinpoint tight spots and actively try and reduce them, the tension. Okay, let one leg go down, and we're just going to bring our other leg over to the side. If this is causing you pain, please don't do it, but otherwise this is a good stretch to do for those side obliques and your lower back on that one side. So you're trying to keep your shoulder off on the ground while your the same side knee is twisting over to the other side to touch the ground. Obviously not everyone will be able to do it. I can get a little bit close. Okay, other side, let that leg go down, bring your other leg up and twisting off to the side. Make sure you breathe as I cool down. Cooling down and stretching is so important for these classes. If you don't stretch, then you don't get any benefit. Your muscles will remain all tight and wound. Cool. And lastly, ankle to knee. And if you can, if that's giving you a stretch there, then leave it. Otherwise, if you can, just pulling that leg towards you. This is a good stretch for our glutes that we worked earlier. Got lots of blood in them, so we may as well make the most of it, hey? Try not to be all tense through these stretches. Just let everything flow. Try and relax while you do them. And change leg. All right. Well, I'm hoping that everyone enjoyed that session. Very happy to be recording these finally, but for those on the recording, I'm going to end it now. Hopefully see you guys next week, and yeah.